Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the channel where we talk about stuff. Don't forget to leave a like on the video. It is a free and easy way to support the channel. So, if you saw some of the last few videos, it's the same exact theme. Apparently, everything is happening right now, not in a couple of days, not in a couple of weeks. Right now. The first part has to do with September and October. You might have missed some videos over the past 3 months around that time frame where we heard that apparently the cryptocurrency bull run, the bull market, whatever words you want to give it, were going to start, happen, take place in September and October. There's a number of reasons for that. People have charts and they show it on this thing, and that one said that, and the convergence line went to Bart Simpson's forehead, and then it shows if you've been on Twitter recently as well, a lot of people have been sharing their charts and they've been showing their numbers and their lines. And the first part of this discussion is apparently that things are now. It's happening right now. And this is also tied directly, not loosely, this is directly tied into the idea of ETFs. Once a thing that simply did not exist within this market. The idea is since November, I think, of last year, we have had a number of applications being filed, and even the number that I have in my head is also incorrect. Currently, I think there are 94, if not a little bit more, applications that have been filed with the US SEC to create cryptocurrency altcoin ETFs within the US. The first part of the first part has to do with the news that we received a month and a half ago from the SEC. I think we talked about it here maybe briefly. I don't really remember. The SEC created some kind of a rule change that basically said, so the previous way that it would work is that someone would file an application with the SEC, let's say for an Ethereum ETF, and they would wait, and then they would wait, and then they would wait, and then the SEC would say, we need more time, and then they would wait, and then they would wait, and then historically the SEC would say no, but after a certain amount of time now, the SEC then says yes to the application and goes, cool, you can have the ETF that you want, everyone rejoices. They said a month and a half ago that there's a bit of a rule change where instead of having to wait and do all these things, this is really significant and no one was talking about it, and I don't really understand why still. They said that if your coin, let's say you do Litecoin, Tron, and Cardano, random names. They said basically if your coin that you want to have an ETF for has derivative products, like something that derives from it, usually a futures, on a derivatives platform, they listed Coinbase as the platform for the example. And on that platform, they have had a futures of that coin for 6 months or more. You're basically kind of going to get it as long as it has been proven that it already exists, that has been around for a while, etc. That kind of opens up the entirety of the floodgates, if you will, for all the major popular cryptocurrencies and altcoins that we have out there right now. Over the course of, and I made a video, I don't know if it was the title or the thumbnail. This was relatively recent as well. I wrote something like 7 weeks left. A lot of people think I do clickbait. I'm just telling you what's going on, and I have to write in the thumbnail. I have to write something. We are currently around 6 weeks left. That is to say, 4 weeks in October, next 2 weeks, give or take, of September is when we are meant to hear the bulk of or a large portion of these applications if they get approved or if they do not get approved. Everything is happening within the shortest span of time together. The interest behind, so I think the European Central Bank just cut their rates the energy around the Fed cutting their rates, the slew, if you will, of ETF applications that we're currently waiting for over the next 6 weeks, and the bull run. So all the analysts on Twitter are screaming at the top of the hill, bull run has begun. If you haven't, I mean, I understand if you know, you don't need to have every single social media platform, but if you're on Twitter, I refuse to call it X. It sounds ridiculous. I'm not calling a website a letter. I've seen every analyst posting over and over. They all have the same kind of like convergence chart. It like kind of thins out over here, and they all have like the prices breaking above the trend line that there was, all showing prices are going higher. We've had news, expectations, hopes for a while from these analysts that by the time we get to November, for those of you who missed it, the predictions are a $10,000 to $12,000 ether. And it's that's the current number, $7-8 XRP. People are expecting after the next couple of weeks, because there's also a huge amount of XRP ETFs that are expected to be pushed through. There's a lot of current anticipation for Solana, for Binance Coin, for Litecoin, for Dogecoin, XRP, and the number of the other conversions that the other companies try to do with new Bitcoin ETFs, Ethereum ETF, a mixture of Bitcoin and Ethereum ETFs, and also the new rule on staking that these companies, mainly BlackRock and Fidelity, are also trying to do. Yes, it is a stressfully exciting time that we are in. If the bull run, and I mean, so we've been in a bull run for a couple of months now, prices have been moving upwards, but not as dramatically as we would normally see them before in the past. We would normally, if you weren't here before, we used to have a lot of days where prices were going, like individual coins, going up by 10, 15% day on day. That is apparently, according to the analysts, where we are right now, with mega expectations for price movements over the course of the next couple of weeks. If we do indeed hear Solana, XRP, Cardano, Dogecoin, I think Avalanche might be one of them. There's 90 something applications. I don't remember all the coins. If we do indeed get news that they're all getting an ETF, nonetheless multiple in the next 6 weeks, and with the Fed rate cut and the bull run and this happening and so, we're going to get to then the prices that we were talking about earlier in the year from all the analysts, which I've also been upped as well in case you missed it. One of the weirdest parts, earlier this year, a lot of analysts were saying that they expected Ethereum to maybe go to 3,000 or 4,000 this year. And since we started getting all the dozens of companies buying up tons of Ether, the expectation is now that by 2027, I know that sounds insane, that's the number, by 2027, we would have a $25,000 Ether. This also then ties into the idea of cycles being broken and basically prices kind of continuing upward for as long as we get this momentum and get these companies buying all of these coins. A lot is happening at the exact same time, and it's now. That, I think, is the exciting, scary part. Everything we heard about for the last 9 months is taking place this week and within the next month and a half. So if all that plays out, then we basically get everything that we've wanted and more, and more and more and more. Yeah, guys. I know a lot's happening all at the exact same time. I don't know why. But yeah. We'll see. We have no choice but to. Hope you're all ready. Really, we've been talking about that for a while now as well. Hope everyone, if we do, get the moonshot, I hope you were investing this whole time. I do hope that you've all enjoyed. I do hope you all are having a great day. a great morning, a great afternoon, evening, wherever you are, wherever you might be. I do hope it's absolutely fantastic. Thank you all once again for watching, listening, liking, commenting, and supporting. And I will most certainly be talking to you all soon. See you.